And welcome back to another Coffee with Laura. I, of course, am Laura, your friendly health and life coach, here to help you change your mindset so that you can really be the healthiest version of yourself, build your confidence, and end your emotional eating once and for all. And today I'm going to talk to you about a really awesome topic: mastering your menu. Typically, when people try to get healthy, they typically go one of two ways. They either focus a lot on movement and the physical side, or they focus a lot on the nutrition side. And I'm definitely about, taking things at your stride, but one of the things that you definitely need to be aware of is the idea image that you're attaching yourself to about how the journey is going to go, what it's going to look like, instead of recognizing that being healthy isn't going anywhere. So your rush to it is more likely to sabotage you and work against you than actually get you what you want. So, yes, unfortunately, try your best to be patient. But when it comes to mastering your menu, we have to have somewhere to start. And before you think like, ugh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, many people could tell you that I survived on chips and queso and pizza in college. And when my mom came to visit me in Australia, she was mortified at what I was eating. So she taught me to cook one meal that I could use that had some nutritional value. I boycotted nutrition for 5 years once I graduated from college because I didn't want to learn it because I liked eating the way I liked eating. I relied a lot on frozen meals that were fine, but it's very interesting being on this side of my journey because I was very anti-food and now I really love it and I'm curious by it, and it's almost like its own version of art for me. Um, and I hope that we can find a way for you to have fun with it rather than feel like it's a chore. So, how do you start by mastering your menu? The best thing I like to tell people is to kind of look at what you're currently doing. So, for instance, what are the flavors that you enjoy? Like, I would actually encourage you to like make a list of different flavors you enjoy. So, as an example, I enjoy things that are lemon. I enjoy things that are pesto. Fun fact, I didn't know I liked pesto until like 5 years ago, and now I love it and have it almost daily. True. I love ranch. I also love spicy things. So Mexican or even Indian. I'm getting into the Indian. I'm a little intimidated by it, so I'm going slow. But definitely Mexican. Um, and some marinara style things. I don't mind Caesar either, but that's not necessarily the healthiest. So understanding like the flavors that you enjoy is a good place to start because then you can tweak things based on that and kind of get creative in the kitchen about what you want and how it can fuel you. Now, when you're building your plates, well, before I actually go to that. So, get kind of the flavors that you enjoy. And if you are in a family, make a flavor list, ask the entire family, and then you can kind of know how to diversify and make flavors that everyone likes. Or if you know that three people like this and one person like that, so you can have a leftover. There are options with families, but I'm not going to go too in depth with that because it's complicated. So if you are someone who's trying to meal prep for your family, I do encourage you to DM me and I will jump on a call with you and we can talk about some true options. Once you kind of get the flavor list, we want to create the other list of things so you can learn to kind of plug and play. So ideally, you want to build your plate like this. Wait, where is it? There you go. Where you have a healthy portion of carbs, a healthy portion of protein, a healthy portion of veggies, and 1 to 3 tablespoons of fat. So, just like you have your flavor list, create your protein list. What are the proteins you like? Do you like meat? Do you like fish? Do you like chicken? Do you like bison? Do you like chickpeas? Do you like tempeh? Do you like tofu? Etc. Same thing with your vegetables. What veggies do you like? What veggies don't you like? And maybe even consider some of the veggies that don't like you. For example, I like cauliflower, but it doesn't seem to like my stomach very much. So I'm very limited in my ability to eat cauliflower. Um, Similarly, make a list of the carbs that you enjoy eating. Do you enjoy rice? Do you enjoy quinoa? Do you enjoy noodles? Do you enjoy bread? Now, I know part of your brain is like, yeah, I can give you a whole list of carbs that are like not necessarily healthy for me. We'll get there. For right now, let's just make the list of each section so that you know how to plug and play and get creative. And the same thing with your fats. Put the list of the things that you like in your fats. So what that will give you is kind of a like baseline outline of different foods that you can kind of get creative with. Now, once you look at the list, your brain will naturally start thinking of some of the recipes that you've had, tacos, pastas, etc. And for those people who are worrying about like liking pasta, but knowing that it is, a carb, there are like edamame spaghetti, as an example, has 40 grams of protein in it. So you can have edamame spaghetti or chickpea pasta or lentil pasta and not have the same spike in your blood sugar, but still enjoy the noodle flavor of it. So there are definitely ways to enjoy carby things that don't work against your overall desire to be healthy. So maybe it's a pasta meal that you like. Maybe it's a taco meal you like. So kind of think of the meals that you like. That's kind of after you make all your lists. And let's say you have a recipe called Mexican pizza. I do. And let's say it's missing vegetables. Then it's okay, how can I get vegetables in here? What I did is I put some broccoli in the food processor, ground it up so it looked like an herb, packed it in with the meat chickpea sauce that also has spicy peppers and buffalo sauce, so you can't even taste it. And then I finished the recipe, and fun fact, I even got my father and my father-in-law to eat it, and they both enjoyed it and didn't know that they were eating broccoli. But I got the veggies in, satisfied the gut, and everyone was happy about it. So if you look at some of the recipes you naturally make, that's another good place to then go to your list, see what's missing, and see what you could easily add in. Now, prepping is really important because let's be real, at the end of the night, who really wants to cook? Now, you don't have to prep everything per se, but at least do majority of the chopping and like pre-cooking of the meats so that maybe all you have to do is preheat an oven, put some things in a dish, and then pop it in there. I've literally had clients who what they do the night or the morning of is they plan what their family is going to have for dinner, and then they have everything chopped because they did all their chopping on Sunday, and then they put it in the casserole dish, put a tin foil over it, and then they put it in the fridge, and then when they get home they literally preheat, pop it in, pull it out, then there's food. So you just got to kind of think about like where you're at with that and what works if it's better to cook full meals, if it's better to just do batch cooking where you cook, maybe twice a week but multiple extra meals so you don't always have to do that. But a really great thing to do is to use bowls. Now bowls, like Buddha bowls, are different than salads but similar. Bowls can have a base like rice, quinoa, cauliflower rice, zoodles, edamame spaghetti. Keep going. You get the idea. You can have a range of different proteins in it. Put whatever protein in. Put more than one protein if you want to put in it. And then you can do a bunch of different kind of veggies or sides and then season it accordingly and mix it all together. Right now, I'm making a harvest bowl. It does have some lettuce in it. It also has quinoa, sweet potatoes, butternut squash, apple, walnuts, goat cheese, and a vegetarian chicken, and then a homemade dressing. And it is so fucking good. It's so good. So find some recipes, make them your own. Buddha bowls are really easy. Figure out if you want to like pre-cut things or if you want to cook everything at once or if you want to batch cook, but you have to have some prepping in there because, well, you don't have to, but if you find yourself at the end of the night not wanting to cook and you didn't set yourself up for success, you probably have to. Now, what happens if you're traveling and you don't have time to prep or something like that? And that is another note. You might need to schedule in time to prep and to tell your significant other to watch the kids or just to make it part of your like Sunday routine. or Saturday, whatever day. It's totally up to you. But I actually look forward to my prep time because I put my headphones on, I put a Disney playlist on, and I jam out because my husband doesn't like when I listen to Disney music with him. So I listen to Disney music by myself when I meal prep. No shame. But if you are traveling, using things like meal delivery companies are really, really useful. Over the summer, when I travel almost every single weekend, a lot of times I will sign up for one or two just to have a variety of different meal delivery companies, just to kind of have meals that arrive for me when I need them to on Monday and I don't have to worry about it at all. Another option, depending on your grocery store, is there are some that will literally cook the meat for you while you're shopping around, or they'll have kind of pre-seasoned meats that you can just buy. Also good. What you do want to be wary of is the frozen stuff because that typically means they have preservatives in it. Doesn't mean you can never have it. It's your relationship with food, but just something to be mindful of. And having it where you can kind of have like your A, B, and C plans. So like A plan is meal prepping. B plan is meal delivery companies. Oh crap. I forgot to sign up for one, or I forgot to order in time. QC plan, which is going to the grocery where they have pre-prepared meats and pre-prepared sides that you can just literally pop in an oven, put together, and you're done. But when it comes to mastering your menu, like I gave you a bunch of different tips for where to start, you need to just start and experiment with yourself. Like you need to kind of play with yourself to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And I'll kind of close things up with this story. When I decided to try butternut squash, spaghetti squash. When I decided to try spaghetti squash, it took me 5. The first one I bought had all the right intentions, and I didn't cook it, and I ended up throwing it out. Same thing happened with the second one. Same thing happened with the third one. Finally, the fourth one, I'm like, what the hell? All right, I'm gonna cook it. And I cooked it, and I prepped it, and I put it in a dish, and I never ate it. I don't know why I was scared or what I was intimidated of. But the fifth one, I was like, I am prepping it, and I'm putting it in my mouth the moment that I'm done prepping it. And that's what I did. And it was so delicious. I then prepped spaghetti squash for like 3 months straight because it was so delicious. But it was new, and I didn't know what to think of it. And I'm so happy I persevered with it. But sometimes that's what mastering your menu is going to look like. Imperfect weirdness, but as long as you're trying, that's what matters, and that's what counts. Now, some of you are finishing up with Nutrition 101, which was the free course about the different macronutrients and how to kind of build that plate that we were just talking about. And you might not know what to do next. And that's where I encourage you to look at the Stress-Free Healthy Me. This is the course that I have been dreaming of making as a personal trainer because I realize it's not just about moving your body. It's not just about eating well. It's about your mindset. Your mind is what makes you decide to meal prep or not. Your mind is what makes you decide to do yoga or to get your body moving. Your mind is what decides to help you recognize when you're feeling stressed and to tell you to take a break. The Stress-Free Healthy Me combines 8 sessions of mindset to help you recalibrate your brain so you don't sabotage yourself anymore. And it has 4 sessions to have a brand new foundation with food where you don't have to track your calories, you don't have to track your macros, you reconnect with your body, and you lose weight. Like I've literally lost 25 pounds, and I weirdly eat more sugar than I did before, but it's because I'm not overeating other things and I'm actually fueling myself accurately. I have other clients who have lost 40 pounds. I have other clients who have lost 20 pounds. It just works and it doesn't suck. Isn't that great? So if you aren't really sure where to go, the Stress-Free Healthy Me is absolutely the next step for you. And if you aren't sure, I so encourage you to DM me and let's get on a call so I can make sure it is the right next step for you. Plus, there are a lot of special bonuses coming, including a 12-week workout, but you're going to have to find that out in a couple weeks. But I appreciate you joining me as always. I hope you are able to learn something about how to master your menu, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.